if he's your guy, the most important thing you do now going forward is build the team around his style, him, how he plays. So is there a model? Is there a team that's out there or a quarterback that's out there and say, yeah, this is the template. Use this, and the Eagles will be successful with Jalen Hurts?
Well, first I'll say this, and I think they've done a great job over the last 2 games, is that identifying that they need to run the football. Because when you look at this offensive line, you have Lane Johnson, you have Jason Kelsey, right? Malata. Then you have Landon Dickerson. He's out right now. But you have a solid offensive line that punishes people in the run game.
That's how they won the Super Bowl.
Take advantage of that, right? Then you have the running backs that you have. Last night, you have Sanders go for 131, and you have Jordan Howard go for 69 yards. On top of having a quarterback who can do it with his legs, Jalen Hurts is the first person in Eagles history to rush for 10 touchdowns in a season.
That's amazing.
He surpassed that last night.
Yeah.
So
franchise that has had some really good running quarterbacks.
So understand that he's a guy that you can use in the run game, because now that's a +1. Now defenses have to defend him differently, their entire offense. But one of the things I want Jalen Hurts to understand is that he gets in trouble trying to throw jump balls to non-jump ball receivers, right? Because the receivers they have are small guys, small, quick, fast, twitchy. Those are the kind of receivers that they like. If they would have drafted Justin Jefferson, that may have been a little different, but we're not even going to take it to that point. But understand KYP, know your personnel too, right? He threw a great jump ball, which I thought sparked this offense to Dallas Goedert last night, the type of guy you want to throw that kind of football
Big
to.
Dude.
Right? So he can go over a smaller corner, which the corner actually should have intercepted the football, the defender, but Dallas Goedert is so big and strong, and he took the football away from him. That's who you want to throw a jump ball to, not these little small pissant receivers. Like, listen, I was a small receiver. I'll be the first to tell you, don't throw me no damn jump ball. I'm not a jump ball receiver. Don't throw me a jump ball.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
And that's a matter of, again, like you said, the KYP aspect of it. But I know a lot of guys hate doing this. Not everybody's the same. No one's made exactly the same. But if you would find, like I said, the template, who could you compare him to as a quarterback? Who has a similar game to him? And how would you properly, as Nico said, how do you properly build around him? So you talked about him and what he needs to do. Yeah. What do the Eagles need to do with all the draft picks and draft capital, everything that they have? I mean, they are getting that pick now, right, from the Colts for Wentz. I mean, that's official. So they have an extra pick now. What should they do to build this team if they have him in mind as the starting quarterback?
Well, I'll even say this. I wouldn't mind them getting another tight end. You traded away one, so you can draft another young one and groom him, right, to go along with Goddard. And then I think they need a fast, big, physical wide receiver. I do. Because I think they have the offensive line. They have one tight end. They have the small, twitchy guys. But you need that guy who's just going to go over the middle and make those tough plays.
Give me an example.
Every time. Like A.J. Brown type guy.
Okay.
Who's fast, but he's physical, angry, hard to tackle, hard to bring down. A guy like that. They need a receiver like that.
And it doesn't sound like they're that far off then.
No, I don't think so.
So you're giving Pat a lot of hope now.
See, Pat is an emotional roller coaster.
It really is. But if you
I don't want to give him too much hope, because next thing you know, he's gonna go buying all kind of jerseys that he probably shouldn't be buying, and then he's gonna blame me for it.
Now, it's an interesting question to ask here as well, because they did go through the coaching change. Right, Doug Peterson out. When they won the Super Bowl, they had a stellar coaching staff. Frank Reich got a job off of that, right? Now they go with the youngest coaching staff in the league. And what's interesting, though, is that they have remained very competitive, and they've been good. I mean, they haven't been great, but for a very, I'm not going to say inexperienced, but obviously a young coaching staff, first time really doing it at the level that they're doing it, they've had reasonable success.
Yeah.
And so is that also something you think, is that a detriment or is that a positive thing? Do you say, well, if they're already showing this here in 1 year and they get a year of experience under their belt, just imagine how much better they're going to get as a coaching staff just from the experience alone, and already figuring out what they need to do with the quarterback and the offense and what they have on the roster, adding to it will only make them better.
Well, it's all about progressing. I like their defensive coordinator too, John Gannon. I might be a little biased. He was at Louisville when I was there.
Knew it had to
but
be.
Shout out to don't be salty about it. Don't be salty about it for, okay?
I'm not
be salty, hon.
Not salty at all.
My goodness.
Just knew you.
I know you
very
now.
loyal.
I know you now.
You're very loyal.
I know you now.
Yeah, so I hope I get shout-outs now.
No, but I like John Gannon. But their defensive line, the defensive line is a good starting piece for this defense. I think they have a couple pieces on the back end, can be better. I think they do have a couple pieces back there that are solid. But I don't know. I just think when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, it's about progressing, right? Are you better than you were when you start the season? I say we used to put things in quarters. The first 4 games, the next 4, and then the last 4. But now it's an extra game, so the last 5.
Right.
Are you getting better within those stretches? That's the main thing.
Trending up is everything, especially when you're a developing franchise. By the end of the year,
First
you want to
head
see
coach,
tangible progression.
First year DC.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And then it carries it. The other part, which is really hard to do season to season, is that take that momentum that you finished with and then build it into the offseason and then push it forward like, okay, we built off that. That doesn't happen a lot. And the reason why, and just to put a bow on this, why this Eagles thing is so important. Well, by the way, we'll have Sal Palantonio joining us in an hour. You know, he'll have the latest and a lot more on the Eagles, and we'll discuss that with him and really their direction. But just in the NFC East, as we mentioned the Cowboys earlier, and we said about their window, I mean, it's a cakewalk for them right now in this division, right? It's been easy for them. It's not going to stay easy for long, especially if the Eagles are able to take what they've done this year, build it, and become more of a formidable opponent to them. Now, all of a sudden, you've got one team. You don't know what Washington's going to do. We don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be, but they do have a coach in Ron Rivera. Like, we kind of trust. And that defense, when healthy, is stout.
Yep.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.